Thanks to the support as a channel member, Joshua Selig. We have had a very good start to life in the second tier, and today we're going to find out just how good this vintage of the Raging Mackerel is, because we are facing the reigning champions of Thailand in the League Cup. Imagine if we beat them. We'd be forever mackerels. And if we ever have a chance, I feel like it's now. We've had a really good start to the season. We're in really good form. We've even had a couple of matches on the telly. What I would really like is for us to be able to convert this current fourth place position in the league, sat comfortably in the playoffs. We have the league's top scorer. I always told you Ratinho would be good. But what I'd quite like is for us to earn a load of money off of this League Cup game. Port are currently fourth in the Thai league, but they are the current reigning champions, one-time champions. They won it last year. It's the only time they've won it, but they're the champions all the same. I think that means they're in the promised land. There you go. They are playing in the competition we're here in Asia to win, the Asian Champions League. It's not, hold on, that's not them. Is it? No. Where's our port? Why is there so many ports? How do I see all the groups? Have they qualified? Because this is going to give us a good... Where's Port FC on here? Has the game got the ports confused? Because they've got to be different to Shanghai Port, right? Which group are they in? I'm getting myself... They are second in AFC Champions Group. That was last year. That was last year's Champions League. Somehow they're not in this year's Champions League, even though they won. I don't understand. But they did finish second in a Champions League group last year, so... That's a positive. That shows how good Thai football can be. It also means they're probably going to beat us. We are playing them at home, and our total capacity is 1,400. We sell that out for league games, so we're not going to make any more money than we'd make on a normal match, which is a little bit of a shame because we are still hemorrhaging cash despite spending less on wages than we were when I arrived. But let's try and beat them, I guess. Maybe we'll just have a fun time and see just how good we really are. So it's Bun Mac in goal, a back four of Tosso. Oh, by the way, we can play 6'5" Mehdi Saedi in this. He's the Iranian defender who we signed like 2 hours after the transfer window closed. So he can't play in the league for us until 4 games before the end of the season. But he can play in this cup run. So he's played in the previous round. He's going to play in this. I mean, let's just aim at his head. Go full on aim at the big guy. We've got a 6'5" player playing for us in Thailand. If he doesn't score a corner today, we're doing our corners wrong. But he partners Chantiuk at the back, and then Srithong is at right back. Srikau at the base of the midfield with Igor and Seungwoo ahead of him. And then Almeida on the left, Sunwoo on the right, and Ratinho up front. Someone in the comments was like, Kev, you don't pronounce the E in Seung, so it's actually Sungwoo. I'm not having a Sunwoo and a Sunwoo. That's ridiculous. We can have some differentiation. The names are spelt differently. For goodness sake, on this occasion, let me pronounce them differently. I need this. I can't have 2 players with exactly the same name coming out of my mouth. We've been down that road before in this save, and it very much confuses me. But this is, I mean, we've had a number of, we haven't even sold out. I was going to say we've had a number of biggest matches in the club's history in this save already. Is that my Kiwi Rom? Where is he? Is that my... That's not my boy. No, okay. I was going to get very upset for a second there if they had my boy from last year playing for them. I mean, it would show how good he was, but no, it's not him. It's a different guy, and unfortunately, because it's their striker, he is now going to score for them, because we all know the rules of Football Manager are, if you click on an opposition player, they are then guaranteed to score against you. It's hard-coded into the game. There's no way to get around it. And they are currently bombarding us with corners. I mean, you would expect them to be considerably better than we are. There is your 6'6" or 6'5", whatever he is, Saedi, heading the ball clear. He is going to be so useful for set pieces at both ends of the pitch today. And this is why we need a long cup run so we can play him more and keep him happy. We've already conceded. We're 1-0 down already. I mean, we could get an absolute smashing today. And the problem is, if we do get absolutely battered, obviously that doesn't then bode well for morale, confidence, all that stuff. It can then roll over into the league, which we don't really want. Almeida's lurking at the far post, though, and we've had a chance. It was almost an immediate reply. We couldn't keep the header down, but we have had a chance. So it's not just going to be Port FC all the way through, we are going to get opportunities. We had 28% possession. I'm trying to talk a good game, but this might be a tough one today. I think we're doing quite well to only be losing 1-0 after half an hour. They haven't even got out of first gear, never mind second gear. And I imagine they're quite happy just easing their way past us. They've probably got the reserves out. And we'd quite like just to have a kick of the ball, please. 30% possession. I mean, we don't normally have a lot of possession. It's not really our jam. But in the circumstances, we do need the ball a little bit. We're going to go attacking. And we obviously do have options on the bench. We've got Yuyen who could come on, who is a different kind of striker. We could potentially stick Ratinho in behind him or alongside him, sacrifice a midfielder, match up like them with effectively a 4-4-2. Although you know me, we'd do a 4-2-4. We can't do a 4-4-2. I'm not a coward, but we could stick a second striker up. There's Srithong bursting forward from right back, plays it out to Almeida on this left-hand side, but can't find him. It was a weird pass to choose. It was probably the hardest option for Srithong, and he is our weakest link defensively. And yeah, I think that's just some poor decision making. And there is your proof. There's your confirmation. You click on an opposition player, they are guaranteed to score against you. It's hard-coded into the game. There's nothing that can be done about it. Right, we are going to take off Seung-woo, I think. No, we're not. Yes, no, we're going to take off Srikao and bring on Yuyen. And we're going to stick him as the more attacking. He's going to slot in behind him. We'll drop these two back because they're both capable of playing as defensive midfielders. And we'll do this. And we'll just go to one of my other favourite systems that we potentially have the strikers to do now. It's the first time since we've been here. We've got two different types of striker. Really, the first time in the save, we've had what could be a strike partnership. A deeper lying, more creative guy alongside a quicker, more physical finisher. But it's just a bit risky doing it, I think. Right, Igor is tiring, so he can come off. We'll bring on Gwang Diok for him. And I mean, no one's having a great game today, are they? Kotra Sufo, who I'm bringing on now, has been really useful coming off the bench. So, I mean, he takes a good corner and he creates things. We signed him as a backup striker. We've been using him out wide, usually on the right-hand side, but we'll try him on left. There you go. There's Ratinho dropping deep. This is exactly what we wanted to see. He drops deep, plays it over the top for Yuyen. Yuyen now cuts it back to Ratinho. If he'd have scored there, this is our new tactic. But that actually looked like it was working exactly the way it's intended to work. It's going to be Sun-woo to take the in-swinger from this side. We've obviously still got the big boy in there, but we've not aimed at him. And there is Kotra Sufo playing it in. I told you he's a creator, and that's a decent cross, but Ratinho, unfortunately, not able to get on the end of it. But there's Kotra Sufo again. I don't know how to say his name, but Sun-woo on the right, I can say his name. Gwang Diok into the area, shoots. He's hit the crossbar, I think. We're not looking rubbish. Bearing in mind, this is the best team in the country we're playing against here. They are not ruining us. We're not completely out of the game, even with 10 minutes to go. Yeah, we're 2 down, but we're not playing terribly. I'm reassured by how well we're playing today. Hasegawa can come on. We'll take off the tall boy who's not been playing. I'm not going to demand more. We're just going to offer some encouragement. We're not going to go very attacking either because we don't want to really open ourselves up to conceding a third. At 2-0, I think we can hold our heads high. We've given it a good go. We've tried something different. Attacking wise, it showed a moment of promise, but we were playing against a much better team. You kind of expect to lose it. The problem we've got now is we now face another good team in the league. Sukhothai are ahead of us in the league, and pre-season favourites to win the whole thing. So that's going to be a fun one. So just one change for that league game then. Sayedi has to drop back out again and can't come back into the team until we get the Thai FA Cup up and running. So Hasegawa comes back in. Otherwise, it is an unchanged side playing against a very good team. So we need another very good performance. We played really well against Port FC, but it counts for nothing if we now come and lose in what is effectively an early kind of, are we actually in a promotion race or have we just had an easy start to the season kind of match? We've got more fans have turned up for this one than turned up for the big game against the reigning champions, which is interesting. As you can see, they are sat there in an automatic promotion spot at the moment, but we're not far behind them. We're there in 4th place. Now, win today, we go level on points with them and potentially move up into those automatic promotion spots with a quarter of the season gone, which would be super duper. It's a big if, though. Oh my word! I thought that was coming towards the goalkeeper, but luckily it gets headed clear. And can we just be good today, chaps? I was enjoying a nice little run of form over the last season and a bit, but Port have ruined that a little bit for me. Although we didn't get absolutely smashed by them, obviously we didn't run them as close as some of those cup games we played in on our cup run last year, and we do seem to be under some early pressure here. So I think I'm talking myself into leaning towards that 4-2-4. I did like the look of that one move when Ratinho dropped in behind Nguyen, but I don't really want to sacrifice a midfielder, especially against a team that is doing the 5 in midfield, and we kind of need to line up against that and counter that, but we've not created anything. I've got to keep reminding myself we were in good form. We were in good form. We were in good form. The only problem, of course, is I've closed the game since then. I've closed the game, reopened it this morning, played the game against Port. So on this instance of the game, we've only ever lost. So previous form counts for nothing. We're getting all of the Football Manager conspiracy theories out this morning. It's this morning for me. You're probably watching this in the afternoon. Let me know in the comments. Are you watching in the morning or the afternoon? There you go. Let's get some engagement going on the video. Right, Almeida plays it across to Ratinho. Sungwoo is there, and he scores. And is the referee disallowing it? Because we could really use... I don't see how he could have been offside. I was going to say, he's nowhere near offside. It must have been someone else they were looking into. But the goal has been given. Here's the replay to show just how onside he was. I mean, it must have been Ratinho they were looking at for the build-up. Because Sungwoo was never anywhere near. But we are 1-0 up. And look at what it does to the league table. It looks like a beautiful thing. And Igor is now going to stick this into that corner. Or maybe that corner. He's gonna hit it down the middle and hit the crossbar. Pick a side, for goodness sake. But goal does seem to have woken us up a little bit, and we are looking a little bit more lively in this second half. That's such a poor clearance though, but luckily the shot is straight at Bunmac. He collects it comfortably, and we maintain our clean sheet. Now it's pouring with rain as well here in Thailand today. Do you get a lot of rain in Thailand? I've never been. Maybe. I'm absolutely not going to follow this through, so take it very much of a pinch of salt. But maybe if we win the Asian Champions League with the Raging Mackerel, which is a big if, I'll perhaps go and visit them. I would like it on record now. I 100% will not be doing that. But I'm going to say that I might, just to get people excited about the possibility of it, and then not follow through. And hopefully we could all, because I've made it clear at the outset, now no matter how many times I threaten to do it without the disclaimer in future episodes, we'll always be able to reference back. But he did say right at the start he was never actually going to do it. It was only ever a joke. It was a running joke. Right, Igor's picked up a knock and needs to come off here. Ratinho is not having his best of games up front, but we're winning against the team above us in the league. We're not going to throw men forward, so Nguyen can just come on as a straight swap for him today. He is still the top scorer in the division, Ratinho, so I'm less worried about him as a centre forward than I was an episode or two ago. But I do wonder if he would be better as part of it. I mean, I don't wonder. I know he'd be better as part of a two. And he's already pretty blubbing good. The question is, how good is Nguyen going to be? And I don't know that he's done enough just yet to justify forcing his way in at the expense of a midfielder and changing a system that's worked, got us a promotion and got us in a promotion race this season as well. We don't want to be messing with the system too much when we know it's working. Right, we are we're under attack. That famous footballing turn of phrase. We are under attack at the moment from Sukhothai, and we could really use a second goal because I never have a lot of confidence that we're going to keep a clean sheet. There you go. Kotra Supro can come on the right hand side, which is where we've been using him a bit more often. He is useful over there, and Strikau can come off, and we'll bring on Wang in to play at the base of the midfield to hopefully see out the match. Play it's effectively having a third centre back in, just to provide that extra little bit of protection. I mean, Grimaldi's basically a centre back as well, so we've got 4 centre backs on the pitch at the moment. It's like watching Manchester City or Arsenal. We've reached that level of tacticality. We want a football match. We are in an automatic promotion spot. I think we might be doing back-to-back promotions here. I've got to temper expectations a little bit. We're not going to win the Asian Champions League with the Raging Mackerel or anyone from Thailand, I don't think. I don't think it's a strong enough league to seriously be looking at winning the Champions League. You really need to be in Saudi Arabia, Japan, maybe Korea. I doubt you get many winners from outside of those 3 countries, but we might well get promoted this year. And that might mean they finally let me do a coaching badge, which would be victory in itself. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.